on video. We are on audio as well in Milwaukee, in Green Bay, in Wausau, in Duluth Superior. And we want to hear from all of you here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. It is Packers, Broncos, Sunday, 3:25. Already cannot wait. I was just talking to Shannon over in Thailand, and he moonlights as a DJ, and he's got a gig, like he's got a bar crawl tomorrow from noon to 5, and then he's working Saturday night, 9 till close. So basically, he's going to get home Saturday night, go to sleep, and wake up at 3:24.
Man, Shannon's the best, but I cannot picture him as a DJ. I don't like.
No, he's got a little hit. He's
got. Yeah, I mean,
it's actually
what kind of music? What does he go with?
It's
polka,
like
polkas.
No, it's house music.
Yeah.
House music. Oh,
so
man.
Shannon actually DJs at like a lot of the bars I went to in college, and that blows my mind. So that's the one where the Milwaukee college
Does he hang out
bars.
with Travis Beckham at all?
Did
you ever go to Travis Beckham parties or anything like that?
No,
You
Travis
know he's a
Beckham,
DJ, right?
Well, he also is like Shannon's age and not my age, right?
Right, that's probably,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
But Shannon is like a DJ in the Milwaukee area when I would come back from school and party like at the same place as I would. And that's weird to me because Shannon is not that vibe at all.
You probably partied with Shannon.
I guarantee you, like, if I would have known,
in
like,
the same room.
DJ Shay Ken, I think is what he goes
Shay
by.
Ken, I
Yeah,
love it.
So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Which I mean, he likes house music. Good for Shannon.
We're going to get right into Packers Broncos. There is some breaking news. The charges are out for Sharon. Is it Sharon Moore?
Oh, Sharon Moore.
Yeah. 3 crimes, including home invasion and stalking a person he dated.
Yikes.
He has spent 2 nights in jail following his firing and arrest on Wednesday. So stalking and home invasion. He's accused of unlawfully entering the dwelling of a victim with whom he had a dating relationship. No comment on that. Mason, you know what's not good? You and I can talk about this as married guys. This is just life lessons for Tommy. Don't date someone when you're married. Like,
that's good. That's a good lesson.
Can we start there?
Do you think Sharon
Do you think
Moore,
they were dating? Like, is this like a dating situation?
Do you think he forgot he was married? Do you think he forgot he was married and had 3 kids?
I guess he was, stressed out of his mind and just, those late nights. He just forgot they were around. But I honestly, Mitch, whenever you first started, I thought you said the Chargers are out for Sharon. I thought
said that.
Did you think that same thing, Tommy? I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going, like Harbaugh's trying to hire him?
Basically, you're just saying I suck at my job and I need to enunciate better.
I also heard Chargers, so I was about to get.
So clearly, I need to open my mouth more and enunciate better, which I probably do in real life anyway. I talk so fast and I get so excited that I. Blah, blah, blah.
It's okay.
Mason, I have a controversial take that I think is probably stupid. And I'm willing to admit it's stupid. Okay. And I'm willing to admit that players would never think this way in a million years. But as a fan of a team, I'm thinking this way.
Okay.
Because I heard yesterday somebody say that, like, it's important the Packers win this game because then they have a leg up on the Bears going into the game Saturday.
Okay.
Regardless of what the Bears do against the Browns. And my take on that is I actually don't think standings-wise the Packers-Broncos game matters at all, win or lose, because it's still going to come down to who wins that Packers-Bears game.
Yeah.
Whether the Packers are up half a game or behind half a game, the winner of that game next Saturday night is going to win the division. Well, if the Packers win, they'll win the division. If the Bears win, they'll still find a way to blow the division. But I almost don't think that this game, do players ever look at standings and you just want to go win the game on Sunday, right?
Yeah, obviously those last couple games, if it's like, oh man, we have to win to get in or something like that, like you know what the situation is. Mm-hmm. And then this week, I think, I do think though, you go and you beat the Broncos and then the Lions beat the Rams. And now you are sitting at that 1 seed. Yeah. And
no, not necessarily. Seattle can.
Well, with Seattle, Right. Seattle falls off. Well,
People keep forgetting about Seattle, I feel.
Yeah, like. they are kind of the forgotten out there on the West Coast. But just say though the Packers end up with a 1 seed after this weekend.
Okay.
Then they now the pressure's on everyone else, right? They're chasing. So I do think there is something about that. As far as the division goes, no, whatever happens this weekend, you have to go to Chicago and beat the Bears. You have to go and do that. So I don't think anyone's thinking about this game as, oh, it doesn't matter, or it's like the only game that matters is the Bears and then the Vikings at the end of the season. It's like this is the next one. So from an inside locker room perspective, it's just like we have the Broncos. How do we match up? How are we going to go and beat this team? In a sense, for me, I'm like, if I'm a Packers player, I'm saying, like, let's go, like, beat the brakes off this Broncos team so that we send a message. They're 11-2.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good team. If that Broncos defense can't stop this Packers offense on Sunday, all of a sudden everybody now is watching the Packers and scared of them. So this is a benchmark game of saying we are real. And we're coming at you. You better bring your best shot every time you play it.
Yeah. Real quick, 414-677-1250. How important do you think this game is for the Packers to win the division, to get the 1 seed, and to send a message to the rest of the NFL, to the Bears, the Lions, the Rams, the Seahawks? How important is this game in sending a message to the NFL? Tommy Wirtz.
I think that this game is so important and completely eliminates standings from this game, because we have talked about what the Packers will do when they face adversity throughout the season. Looking at the Browns game, the Cowboys game, the Panthers game, Eagles, wherever you want to go to point at one of those losses or ties that ended in disappointment, and how did they respond was always something. Now, when there is some good fortune in the favor of the Green Bay Packers and everyone is starting to believe again, what do they do when that is against them right now? And I think going up against another very good team, when you are riding a 4-game winning streak and very high emotions now after beating the Chicago Bears and now some national media attention back to you, like, you have an opportunity to live up to your hype. And that's something that it feels like we haven't seen since maybe week 1 with this Green Bay Packers team, Mason. Like, am I missing something?
No, but I love that point, because think about that. Whenever you lost 2 in a row, it's like, oh gosh, we got to get this thing back on track. Like, what is wrong with this team?
Who doesn't trust who?
Now we've won. Now the Packers have won 4 in a row, and we're like, that wouldn't be bad if they lost this game and then, like, learn something from it. It's like, no, like, be the dominant team that everyone chases after, especially late in the year. I don't care. Go win 8 in a row. Take this thing into the playoffs with everybody fearful that you are the team to beat, because if they come into, like, Green Bay, or they have to play the Green Bay Packers, and they know that team has won 8 in a row, they know how to win, and they're a very tough team. That's a whole different mindset for a team coming to play this.
Different sport, but think about it like Indiana University, right? Indiana University knew that this Big Ten championship game, they've been riding a really hot season. Everyone knows that they look like the bona fide number 2 team in the NFL. And a loss to OSU, hey, we're still in the playoffs, and we could still get a home playoff game because of that, right? No, instead, Indiana and Ohio State went out there and had an absolute slugfest in a game that meant almost nothing other than winning a Big Ten title, and Indiana prevailed, and now everyone's looking at Indiana as the team that they're chasing right now and the standard of the NCAA. And I think the Green Bay Packers have the same opportunity if they go to Denver and take care of business at Mile High.
That's a great point. Just as an aside, I'm going to be really mad if Indiana loses to Oklahoma or Alabama. I'm
just going to hate that right off the rip.
Because I don't like either of those teams, and I like the Indiana story. But back to the Packers and the Broncos and sending that message. You know what? You know what game the Packers should lose between now and the end of the year? The bye week. Lose the bye week. Get the 1 seed, lose the bye week. You can go, you can go lose the bye week. That's fine.
That's fine.
And then win the rest, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? So Tommy, what's your evening show? What's 5 to 6?
Wrap up. Wisconsin Sports
Wrap Up. I heard you yesterday saying you had that take, and I knew you were yelling at me. I knew you were yelling. Mitch brought
I was yelling at everyone.
I know.
Because the morning show did the same thing. Everyone was just easing themselves for if they lose.
You know what? You guys have convinced me. You guys have convinced me that it's stupid to think about, oh, maybe they need to lose again. You know what?
Yeah.
Just go win the game.
This team doesn't need to learn anything else. They don't need to learn anything else. They just need to win.
414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. I want to know what you think about the sending the message to the rest of the NFL and Like, are you worried that there is a such thing as whether it's peaking too early or having to win too many games in a row or whatever that might be? Because I was worried yesterday. Today, I've decided to be awesome instead.
You've
Go
just
win
changed.
the game.
I love it.
Yeah.
Flip it.
He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Remember, you can reach us at WI Sports Radio as well on Twitter and on the YouTube verse. YouTube, we are live right there. And I want to remind everybody that not today, but a week from today, as we are looking at that Bears game after this weekend, obviously we're focused on the Broncos now, but next Friday, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha presents Brat Bowl 3 at the world-famous Broad Stop in Kenosha. All-day live event starting at 9 a.m. with 670 The Score and Wisconsin Sports Radio. That's our little sister station.
Yeah.
670 The Score and Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, featuring all your favorite on-air talent. Plus, bring your new or gently used coats to donate to Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha's annual coat drive. That's awesome stuff. It's Brat Bowl 3, Friday the 19th, starting at 9 a.m. at the iconic Broad Stop in Kenosha. Brought to you by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. For a great experience, visit ZieglerKenoshaSubaru.com, and by Siding Unlimited, visit sidingunlimited.com for their honest price guarantee. That's going to be a blast. But we're not there yet, Mason Crosby.
I can't believe this will be my second Brat Bowl.
I know.
I've been involved in 2 of 3 Brat Bowls. This is impressive.
You guys,
it is fantastic.
You guys know the super big news about the Brat Bowl, though, right?
That I'm going to eat everything?
Charlie Usen on site.
Oh,
no.
Big Chuck going down to the Brat Bowl. Yeah.
You okayed that.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's a big deal.
Actually, that was you. You okayed that.
I did okay.
Yeah. You agreed. You agreed.
Tommy's running this station now.
Yeah. Seriously, Tommy's just going to turn off all the buttons, and he's just going to talk the whole day.
I don't know.
He's not even going to connect to the Brat Bowl. He's just going to be like, "I'm Tommy, and I know what's up."
He keeps crushing that afternoon show, and we're all going to be out of a job.
I'm Tommy, and I know what's up.
Yeah, trying.
Okay, let me give you this little take. Where we're talking Rams, Seahawks, like all the importance of those, but the 49ers actually have a really clear path to win that division and potentially take that 1 seed as well. So
you just got sneaky.
That division, because they play the Seahawks. So Seahawks beat the Rams. Say they beat the Rams because they only play each other. 49ers play the Seahawks into the year. They've already played the Rams twice. And the rest of their schedule's not crazy tough.
They're home against Tennessee on Sunday.
I know. So I picked them to beat Tennessee by 2 touchdowns. So I could see the 49ers, if McCaffrey and that team stays healthy, they could sneak in, which if that's like the 49ers Seahawks as the 1 seed scare me way more than the Rams as the 1 seed. So I want the Rams to win that division and stay hot because I think having to go to Seattle or go to San Francisco or San Jose, just with the history there
although I
tough.
will say, for Seattle to win the division, there's a good chance. I'm sorry, for San Francisco to win the division, there's still a good chance that they're the 2 seed and the Packers would then be the 1 seed. How would you feel about the 49ers? I know we had that really cold
It's
night.
been bad. 49ers in division games are not good. Or in playoff games, not good. Seattle, San Francisco, those are the only 2 teams that really worry me
I
just
agree.
because of the history there.
414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talking text line. Q is in Milwaukee. What's up, Q?
Hey, guys. I felt like you were talking to me, Mitch. I've been so hard on Matt LaFleur all year, and
you have.
He started to convince me the last few weeks that he might not be as bad as I think he is.
Good.
Okay.
I want the Packers to win for Matt LaFleur because I think if he wins in Denver this week, it will silence any of the doubters until the playoffs. Like, I just want him to do it. And I think he really struggles against coaches that are maybe of a higher tier than he is. I know he's got the great regular season record, but this would just be a huge win for him and the team. So I want the team to win for him. And I think it's more important than the Bears game next week because, like, beating our little brother isn't a big deal. Sorry, Charlie.
What's up, Rum Dog? You want some? Come get some.
I love that.
Nice, Q. Thanks for the call, brother.
Appreciate you, Q. Hey, we're changing
awesome.
hearts and minds around here. I mean, that's just what happened. Like, we just changed some perspectives, just changing hearts and minds. And I I agree. I mean, think about these 2 weeks. You go against Ben Johnson, the newly touted, guru, just like LaFleur kind of was whenever he got to the Packers. And now you're going against Sean Payton, who has a history of just being a wily veteran head coach that does things that make it tough for other teams to come in and win, especially against them at home. So if LaFleur is able to win these back-to-back games, I mean, yeah, regular season wise, I don't think there's any doubt the type of coach LaFleur is. Like, he gets his teams ready to play and they get to the playoffs, and you just have to find a way to get over that hump and get this team to a championship.
Scotty Tiffany writes in on the talk and text line, Nikolai Law talk and text line. Scotty Tiffany, extremely important for the Packers, but I bet the Broncos fans are saying the same exact thing about their team. Do you think that Broncos fans are also saying, hey, let's send a message to the rest of the NFL. Let's beat the Green Bay Packers, who've won 4 in a row, and Jordan Love, who's entered the MVP conversation, and Matt LaFleur, who's just so darn good looking. Like, let's beat them.
I do think that's a good perspective, because this is a big week for Denver Broncos, for their team as well, right? Because you have Patriots and Bills playing. Yes. You have some games that really matter. You got the Chiefs and the Chargers playing.
Yeah.
So if the Broncos can win this game, it sets them up really well to get that 1 seed in the AFC. So this is a huge game for them as well. Not conference wise, but just for their record. And again, going up against a good opponent. I love seeing that thinking the cross culture mindset of what is the Broncos mindset in this. And they're probably thinking the exact same thing. A good defense of the Green Bay Packers, an offense that can be explosive at times if they get on timing and are on track. Yep. So I think this Broncos team has a lot to prove as well, because they've had some squirrely ones. I think they said a lot in the show before us. I mean, they snuck by the Commanders. They snuck by the Vikings, the Giants. I mean, they're barely beating some of these lowly teams.
Yes.
So this is going to be one of their biggest tests of the season as well.
It is probably their best opponent. They did beat Philadelphia on October 5th, 21-17. And then after that, I think their next best win is the Chiefs, but we all know what the Chiefs have kind of become this season.
Have they not beat the Chargers this year?
They have not beaten the Chargers this year.
So they lost one and they still have to play them once.
Their last game of the season is against the Chargers.
That'll be a fun one. Yeah. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're going to do a little fantasy football talk coming up. Our guy, Mikey Henninger from Basement Brewed Fantasy Football, he's going to jump on. So it's for a lot of people, it's the first week of the playoffs, or it's the last week of your regular season. So get those questions in now. 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. All those fantasy football questions, we will answer them. And we're just having a blast. It's a Friday. Rebecca Black is not in studio, but she has an open invitation. She ever wanted to come in, that'd be great.
Right? Yeah.
Just sing live on the air. That'd be amazing.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's Tommy Wirtz. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, giving Tommy Wirtz a heart attack. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mason's doing it again. If you're following us on YouTube or on Twitter, Mason's just taking those stairs down to the lower level. It's amazing.
You know, I am a little disappointed that Mason Crosby decided that was going to be funny before Mitch Nellis thought that was going to be funny
well,
first.
But I'm like, whoa. I'm too busy having to run an audio board here.
That's true.
Like, heaven forbid I do something creative as opposed to running a board during the show.
Well, it's been over a year
All
now.
right,
We've all just mind melted, and now I'm just
Right.
like, everything's confusing now.
Yeah. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. It is that time. He joins us every week here on the Mason Crosby Show. We talk fantasy football with Mikey Henninger. Mikey's already in the basement. He's basement brewed. So you got no lower levels to get to, Mikey. You're already there.
This is it, man. This is Basement Brood headquarters. I live in the basement, so yeah. I gotta try and do stairs upward.
You're not allowed up. You're not allowed upstairs. The wife won't let you get up upstairs. She just puts you down in the basement.
Usually not. Yeah, she just kind of puts food at the top of and I go up.
Smart woman.
Yeah,
Smart
just
woman.
to stay alive. Yeah.
Mikey's joining us on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. So, Mikey, for a lot of people, it's week 1 of the playoffs. For some people, it's last week of the regular season. How does your mindset change when you flip to fantasy football playoffs?
You know what, man? I feel like it's just like in the NFL. You mindset probably shouldn't change. You should keep doing what got you there. I mean, I will say there's a couple different things that come to mind. Number one, keep in mind, whether you need floor or ceiling in your upcoming matchup, right? If you're projected to lose by a lot, if you're projected to win by a lot. I just went through one of these scenarios with one of my members yesterday where they were thinking about starting Mark Andrews in their tight end spot because they felt like he had a great matchup, but it turned out they really only needed floor. So we went with Kyle Pitts. That turned out
that worked out
going quite well yesterday. So I would say just be conscious of your opponent. I would say be conscious of, are they expected to go off? Are they going to struggle? And you can make decisions based on whether or not you're going off of floor or ceiling. But other than that, man, it's, do what got you there.
Nice.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you a direct question
Do
for
it.
my lineup. I've been on, I'm climbing the charts. I'm going to be in the playoffs.
There we go.
So I got a couple, Sam Darnold or Drake May this week. Let's start with that. And then I got one more with receivers because I have T Higgins is out this week. So I gotta figure that one out.
Yep. So Drake May's playing at home against the Bills.
Against the Bills.
Who the Seahawks
Sam
playing?
Darnold has, they are at Indy.
He'll be dueling Phillip Rivers, theoretically.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
He's got to prove something.
What do you think there, Mikey?
Grandpa Rivers. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going Drake May on this one for a couple of different reasons. Number one, look, Seattle's expected to score a ton of points. They have a high projected team total of 28, so there should be no shortage of touchdown opportunities. The problem is they are 14.5-point favorites. The Colts have a projected team total of just 14.5, so that this game sets up as one that Seattle just wins with their defense. Maybe Kenneth Walker runs for a touchdown or two. Maybe Zach Charbonnet runs for a touchdown or two.
I have
Ultimately,
Charbonnet.
Sam Darnold likely won't be asked to do too much for Seattle to win this game pretty handedly. Whereas Drake May, for starters, I mean, he's basically in every week quarterback one territory. He's one of those guys that you start him if you have him. And, he's got a potential shootout with the Buffalo Bills. The over-under on that game's 49.5. New England's got a really strong implied total of 24 points. Buffalo is a really, really difficult matchup for quarterbacks. They're holding them to the 6th fewest fantasy points per game. But you got a guy like Drake May entering a shootout. Division is kind of on the line. This is a spot where I'm going Drake May, and I'm not thinking twice about it.
Can we go a little bit backwards, Mikey?
Boy.
Like Phillip Rivers, can you just give a prediction of how many
Zero.
fantasy points?
0.0.
How many fantasy points is Phillip Rivers going to get this week?
Well, I tell you right now, I'm looking at my week.
You heard that the Colts are expected to score 14 points. So
I know.
I'm guessing not much.
Yeah, I'm looking at my week winner that I put together every week right now. I have him projected for 12 to 15 fantasy points.
No, he won't get there.
I don't think
he'll right now. But do you like Jonathan Taylor as a start this week because they just have to hand it over, or Seattle knows that
Seattle's defense is good though?
Right, exactly.
I can't say that I like Jonathan Taylor as a start this week. There's a ton of red flags there, but there's no chance you can bench Jonathan Taylor this week. Right. There's no chance. Right. You would have to be in a 14
100 times.
Yeah, you would have to be in a league where your only alternative is like Christian McCaffrey, right? If you're going to bench Jonathan Taylor, who are you benching him for? So I don't love him this week. He's got an impossible matchup with Seattle. The Colts aren't going to score a lot of points. It's probably going to be pretty ugly for JT, but you probably don't have any other options either.
Jeff M writes in on YouTube, I need an emergency super flex since T. Higgins is out, in the same boat as Mason.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He says Ryan Flornay is the only player on my bench that scored double digits last week. Other than that, I don't trust anyone else. Maybe Emmanuel Wilson, of course, if Jacobs is out. But we did get the news today that Josh Jacobs is set to practice today. So I don't know how we feel about Emmanuel Wilson there.
Yeah, I mean, if Josh Jacobs is going to go, you can't go with Emmanuel Wilson. I mean, we've seen Josh Jacobs play on a questionable tag all year, and he still gets 70+% of the backfield touches. So he's not going to be an option. If on the flip side, if Josh Jacobs does miss this game, then Emmanuel Wilson is a much better option than Ryan Flornay is. But yeah, man, he had a great week last week. It's just I'm not expecting him to repeat this week. He's going against the Vikings, who are literally holding wide receivers to the fewest fantasy points in all of football. They're literally the best in the business right now. So I'd look elsewhere. Off the top of my head, I don't really have any names coming to mind. I mean, I'd be targeting players in that Lions-Rams game. Looks like a good one. You could go scoop up Isaac. Yeah, you could go get Isaac Tesla. He should be available. He's playing 70+% of the snaps. That game should be a shootout. Devontae Adams has missed a couple practices with a hamstring issue. This could be an opportunity for the Rams to activate Tutu Atwell off of IR. If Devontae Adams sits out, Tutu Atwell is a really, really good play this week.
All right. Tommy's in Bayview, 414-677-1250. Your questions for Mikey Henninger, Basement Brood Fantasy Football, basementbroodff.com. Tommy, you're up with Mikey.
Good afternoon, everyone.
What's up?
What's up, Tommy?
Quick question, and then I'll let you guys talk. Josh Allen or Jordan Love? Who do you start?
Ooh, Josh Allen. That's a good problem to have, Tommy. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, there's no way it's not Josh Allen pretty much any week. Look, I love Jordan Love. Go Pack, go. I think he should be in the conversation for MVP
not this week,
year,
though, right?
But he's also not running in 40-yard touchdowns on the ground either.
Yeah, I think he belongs in the MVP conversation for regular NFL, regular football. But for fantasy purposes, this guy's not necessarily putting up gaudy numbers. He's very much just a high-end QB2 this year. He's not this sort of must-start QB1. And then you got him going up against the Denver Broncos, who, by the way, this game, there's not going to be a lot of fantasy points to be found here, or at least predictable fantasy points. I mean, both the Packers and the Broncos have really, really strong defenses against quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. The Broncos do give up points to tight ends, but that doesn't really help us this week. But I mean, ultimately, Denver's holding quarterbacks to the 5th fewest fantasy points per game. The Packers are only projected
Musgrave week. Big
Musgrave week.
Yeah,
Tommy, own it.
The Packers are only projected to score about 22.5, but then you got Buffalo. I mean, these guys are expected to score 25.5. Patriots are a mediocre matchup for quarterbacks at worst. That game could shoot out, by the way. We were talking about Drake May earlier. If both teams are putting 20, 30+ points on the board, I mean, this game's got Josh Allen written all over it for sure.
All right. 262 writes in on the talking text line, the Nicolay Law talking text line, 414-677-1250. I'm 14-0. Hashtag humble brag.
Yeah, seriously.
In fantasy PPR.
Let us know.
Yep. In fantasy PPR league, for my flex spot, needs one Colby Parkinson, Ramondre Stevenson, Malik Washington, or Ricky Pearsall. Yeah. And not
How is this guy 14-0 with that spot right there?
Like, Higgins.
I mean, geez.
That's what I am. I have T. Higgins. So T. Higgins is out for me too. And I have Shakir or Pearsall, and I'm trying to decide. I have Pearsall in right now, but with how you're saying the Buffalo Bills game, but San Fran is playing Tennessee. So it's that's a tough one.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm leaning towards Ricky Pearsall here. Look, guys, it's been ugly over the last few weeks, but something's got to give sooner than later. He is playing the majority of the snaps for wide receivers in San Francisco. Like, he is the wide receiver one, save for Juwan Jennings. If anything, he's wide receiver 1A, 1B at worst. Yep. But they are playing the Titans that are allowing the 8th most PPR points per game to enemy wide receivers. The problem here with Ricky Pearsall is that the 49ers are 12.5-point favorites. Like the Titans are only expected to score about 16. This just screams one of those types of game
those
scripts
big
where,
favorites, right?
Yeah, this is just one of those game scripts that screams, Christian McCaffrey, maybe even Brian Robinson and defense. Like Brock Purdy shouldn't have to do too much. Ricky Pearsall shouldn't have to do too much. But what are you going to do? You can't really put Colby Parkinson out there. If you're putting Colby Parkinson out there, the dude is scoring touchdowns, but he has to score a touchdown or he will miss. He will bust if he doesn't get you a touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson is the ultimate dice roll in this entire equation. I mean, we talked about that game shooting out. The Bills are allowing the 6th most PPR points per game to opposing running backs. Frustratingly, the last time the Patriots were on the field, they turned the backfield back over to Ramondre Stevenson instead of Tre'Veon Henderson, which I still don't quite understand, but he is plenty involved. He's plenty active. I'll tell you right now that the biggest floor of those options that he gave was Ramondre Stevenson. There's a better floor there than Ricky Pearsall because he's not getting the targets, whereas the ceiling probably leans towards Ricky Pearsall. So this is one of those scenarios where I would say, check if you're projected to win, projected to lose. Do you need floor? Do you need ceiling? If it's floor, go with Ramondre, go with the running back. If you got to go swing for the fences, then go with Ricky Pearsall. But ultimately, Ramondre Stevenson's probably going to give you the best combination of floor and ceiling out of that batch.
Nice. I've got Doc in Caledonia next up on the Mason Crosby Show, 414-677-1250. Doc, you're on with Mikey from Basement Brood Fantasy Football.
Awesome, man. I'm going to finally get to talk to somebody and see what I can get for my team. I do kind of want to say really quick, man, as a dumbass truck driver, the Josh Allen, Jordan Love question, I have a lot I want to say about that, and I won't because I don't want to throw dude under the bus, but to me, the Josh Allen ceiling is so much higher.
Yes.
Why is that even a question?
Because sometimes we play fantasy football with our hearts and we love Jordan Love. Okay? That's why.
Yeah.
But you're right. You got to separate. You got to separate the brain from the heart when it comes to fantasy.
When it comes to fantasy football, I try to stay away from Packers.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to pick Packer players. I try not to pick anybody in the division. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, I do have Jamar Gibbs. And I
think you're doing okay.
That's okay.
That's a good one. And I got Christian McCaffrey too.
Yeah.
So anyways, so here's my question. I got a flex spot. I got a fit, and I got Aaron Jones, Jaden Reed, or Jaden Higgins.
So you got 2 NFC North players in there. Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I do have a Packer, right? I just got done saying I don't do it, but
no.
Yeah. Who's the last one? Oh, Jaden Higgins.
All right. So I got Aaron Jones, Jaden Reed, or Jaden Higgins from a flex PPR league.
Yeah, I don't love any of the options. I'll say, look, Aaron Jones has a great matchup. Dallas is bottom 5 when it comes to containing running backs. I mean, ultimately, that defense is just shutting down in the worst, like in a bad way. The whole defense just is getting beat to death by everybody that they go against. So Aaron Jones
kind of equal.
Yeah, I mean, he has the best matchup, but Jaden Reed, dude, it's really hard to trust him going up against Denver. It's hard to trust anybody in the Packers offense going up against Denver. And then Jaden Higgins. That
Arizona?
is Texans. Oh, yeah, Arizona. Yeah, so Arizona's a mediocre opponent for wide receivers. The Texans are expected to win that game by 10, so it could be a run-heavy game script. Jaden Higgins just might not be asked to do too much. Again, this feels like one where it's like Aaron Jones gives you the floor, although his floor is really low right now, given that shoulder injury that just keeps knocking him out of games.
Considering I had Pitts as a tight end this week, and I also have JSN. So, the flex spot, I'm really not even worried about. I just trying to figure out who's going to get me any points, like close to 10.
Yep. So that totally matters. That totally matters. So, Mitch, you mentioned earlier, how does your mindset change once you get to the playoffs? This is a really good example of what I was talking about. You're already sitting on 40 plus points from Kyle Pitts. So you just need something to get you some points. You need a floor. That's Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is going to bring the floor. As long as his shoulder stays intact, he should be a good bet for 10, 15 touches.
Thanks, Doc. I got a question for you, Mikey. Can people bench Justin Jefferson?
Oh, it totally depends.
JJ McCarthy's amazing. Did you not see him last week? Like Justin Jefferson is about to go off. Like, relax, Mitch.
All right, Justin Jefferson, I've downgraded Pickens because CeeDee Lamb got out of concussion protocol.
Or Christian Watson. How about that? Let's just go from there. Let's
that
keep
doesn't
it
help. I don't have Christian Watson on my
you
team,
are
so
trying
that doesn't
to
help
ask.
me, bro.
Oh, sorry. You're just spitballing. I thought. I didn't realize you said it was your team.
Justin Jefferson, or Kyron Williams.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. First of all, that's a really good problem to have. I mean,
this is a 7-team league, so I have like an all-star. Every team's an all-star team. So I think I got to bench Justin Jefferson in this league. I know they're playing Dallas. Like, what if he goes nuts?
Really?
No, I don't know.
I think
he's been terrible, Mason.
This one is really, really interesting because Justin Jefferson literally has the best available matchup among all wide receivers in football. Like, Dallas is the worst in football when it comes to containing wide receivers. Kyron Williams has the toughest matchup in all of fantasy football for running backs. Detroit is literally the best in the business when it comes to containing running backs. Now,
matchup Justin Jefferson, and I'm blaming you.
Hold on. Matchups matter, but they're not.
He's giving you more facts. Relax.
Yeah,
let's go.
Matchups matter, but they're not necessarily everything, right? The idea here is that the Rams, yes, he has a really difficult matchup, but the Rams are also 6-point favorites. So that tells us that they should be able to keep the ball on the ground. He should be a good bet for 10, 15 plus touches. They've been pulling him out, trying to keep him fresh and letting Blake Corum get some run, which is frustrating from a fantasy standpoint. The flip side of that, though, is that the Vikings are expected to lose, right? They're 5.5-point underdogs. If they're going to have to throw, theoretically, they should throw the ball to the best wide receiver in football in the best matchup. So this is another one of those scenarios, Mitch, where you got to decide if you need floor or ceiling, because Kyron Williams is a much safer bet for fantasy points, but Justin Jefferson is going to bring a 30-point ceiling against Dallas.
Good point, guys. Anything? What else you got for Mikey?
I don't have anything else on my deal, but I did want to go to the Nicolay Law Talking text line because 262 wanted to let us know why he's undefeated and 14-0. He has Jonathan Taylor, Puka Nacua, Chase Brown, and Josh Allen. And Rasheed Rice. So
that's fine.
I'm trying to join that league next year. Let me know what.
What league is that?
Let me know if you guys have an open spot.
Is Christian Watson WR1 in the league now yet? Like, is he just the best wide receiver in the league? What?
He's WR1 in Green Bay in Wisconsin.
There you go.
All right, I'll take that. All right.
And will Matthew Golden ever score over 10 points again?
I do this every time. I dropped him off of my fantasy team.
Yeah, good. Me too.
He was sitting on the bench for a while.
For weeks, I was telling you guys that a big day was coming, and I'm backing off of that now. I'm changing my he's just not playing. I don't know.
Yeah, don't put that on your 8:30 a.m. Fantasy lineup. Don't keep throwing that out there.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's the injury, if that's bugging him, or if he just straight up lost playing time because Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, and those guys are back. But he was on the field for what, like 6% of the snaps last week. He's just not in the game, So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
All right, what's your prediction for the game this weekend? We all made ours yesterday.
I'll say Green Bay 23, Denver 20.
Oh, I picked 24-21.
I think we were all in that area.
And Tommy picked 24-20. So
no, 19.
Oh, 24-19.
What did I go? 2014.
You went a little lower scoring. Yeah, 2014.
Denver has the ball at the end, just like last week, and Packers defense has to come up.
We got to stop putting it on the defense, but we'll see what happens, man. It's
Why?
Gonna be tough.
They're the best. They're the best defense. That's what
I'm just saying. We want to save that for the when we get to the playoffs, we want those guys to be fresh and ready to roll. They keep saving these games. We got to make sure they're ready to roll in the playoffs.
That's a good point,
Mikey. When your fantasy football team stinks right now, what are you supposed to do?
Have a beer.
I would say crack a couple beers and just enjoy regular football. Actually, what I would do in that scenario is play as much DFS as I possibly FanDuel, DraftKings.
Yeah.
It gives you a chance to start over.
Underdog, prize picks, all the things.
And then trash talk all of the people that are in the playoffs about how bad they like cheated you and like somehow in the draft and all the things.
I was the only guy who gave up 1,800 points, so I got wrecked every week.
Worst schedule.
Oh, so you were asking for yourself?
Yeah. That was my personal question.
So you should probably get started on working the defense, making sure that your defense is better for next year. That's all. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah. I'll get on that.
He's Mikey Henninger. Follow him at basementbrewedff.com, at BBFF Mikey as well on all the socials. Mikey, thank you so much. We'll be in the thick of the playoffs next week. Can't wait to bring you back next Friday. Have a great weekend, my friend.
You got it, gents. Go Pack, go.
All right.
Go Pack, go. That's Mikey Henninger, Basement Brewed Fantasy Football, joining us on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. Lots to still get to right here on the Mason Crosby Show. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Would love to hear from you. How important is this game on Sunday? To send a message to the rest of the NFL to just say, we're the Packers. We've won 4 games. Hopefully Sunday after Sunday, it's 5 games in a row. And we've got this message to send to you.
Yep.
He's telling me words. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. This should not be in rotation. This should not be in rotation.
I thought for sure you played this.
No. Why would I play this?
Mason.
This isn't the song of the day.
This sounds like a WWE song.
It is.
So this is Living Color. This was a huge hit in like 88 or 89.
Yeah.
And CM Punk uses it as his theme song.
Yeah.
John Cena is fighting in his final match tomorrow night, not against CM Punk. But this is like CM Punk's song.
So you feel like this
should
is
not
wrong?
be in rotation. Yeah. Like this should not be in rotation. That should be saved for special times when we're talking about
Chicago. I saw on Wednesday
right.
that you asked everybody if you should talk more WWE, and they said no.
Who said no? You said no?
I saw it on Twitter. Yeah.
You voted.
Everyone said no?
I
or
voted
you said
that
no?
it's fake and that
hell no.
Nobody wants to hear.
Mace, what's your favorite?
WWE.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Yeah.
Oh man. I love the movie. Like if I'm going back, like The Patriot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was fake. I think it was a scripted. You know
my
that, right?
gosh, are we doing
Wait,
this?
You know that? You know that it was a scripted
I get the
movie,
entertainment
right?
value. No,
Right.
I get entertainment value. Like I'm
Nobody's
not saying
Nobody's arguing.
And I do think they are crazy athletic.
Right.
It's just not my jam.
So 58% of people voted no, that we should not talk more WWE. 42% voted yes.
That's closer than I thought it would be.
No, because people there are actual fans of WWE.
Mason, what are you doing for John Cena's final match?
I don't know. I do like John Cena, so I like him. I like him as an actor. He's he's good at faking and in the movies.
Yeah, right.
So
he's a lot of
that was mean.
Why do you think
mean?
No, that wasn't mean. That was true. Why do you think so many WWE stars are good in Hollywood? Because they're good actors.
One of our favorites
Part of the job
at the house is the one where he is a firefighter and the kids come.
Yes.
What is that one called?
I don't know, but I've seen
the
clips
kids love
from
that
it.
one.
Yeah, it's a great one. Mason, we'll get more into this on the top of the 1 o'clock hour, but I want to tease this for you right now. What do you think of Bo Nix? Just like think about it. I don't want an answer yet.
Yeah.
But I just want to throw that out there, and I want to throw that out to everybody. 414-677-1250. And again, here in Wisconsin, we don't get a chance to see Bo Nix that much. Unfamiliar opponent. I'm just kind of like they're 11-2.
Yeah.
He had a nice college career.
Yeah.
What do you think of Bo Nix? I just want to throw that out.
Well, I think that's going to be we'll talk about it at the top of the hour. Like what players on their team, because I actually honestly I forgot. I realized how few players I know a lot about on this Broncos team. So I was kind of diving deeper, and there'll be some interesting takes because there's some things that I'm a little more uncertain about now after kind of looking at some of the numbers and like what they do well of like what this Packers team has to really key in on against this Broncos team.
Could have been a Viking.
Sure.
I bet they wish he was.
Aaron Rodgers too.
I bet they wish he was.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. More Tommy, more Mason, more Thunder coming up at the top of the hour. Do you like Bo Nix? Do you even know who Bo Nix is? I know who John.
He sounds
Cena
like a
is.
WWE wrestler.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
This is hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. What's up, Duluth Superior? What's up, Green Bay? And all the areas around in the Fox Valley. What is up, Wausau? What's up, southeastern Wisconsin? My name's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Mason Crosby's here. And we usually do this at the end of the hour, but I'm just a little curious, like, Mace, I think you mentioned yesterday it's getting a little bit cooler this weekend. Are you ready for it? You got the plastic over the windows?
Don't have to do that down here, but yeah, it's going to get chilly. I think we're going to have lows down in the, potentially in the single digits. So
that's
they're freaking out down here. They're like, all right, cover your pipes. If you have anything, like get everything ready. It's going to be crazy. It's a beautiful day today, but yeah, cold front coming in. So yeah, we're gonna bundle up. I can't wait for Sunday. Just lock it up and watch some football.
How many winter coats do you own living in Nashville?
I've gotten rid of a lot of them.
I was gonna ask, did you purge a bunch? Yeah,
it was kind of tough, honestly, going to those Colorado games over Thanksgiving. I was like, we don't have the gear anymore.
Yeah, and Kansas, right? Like you had snow
Kansas
in
was
too,
cold too. It was cold when we went out there. So. Didn't have the gear, but luckily, the tough life. We were in Jordy's suite there, so didn't really need it. And I stood outside for like a couple minutes, and I'd go back in, get a.
You have such a warm heart too. That probably
it warms everyone around.
Yes,
yes,
amazing. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. 414-677-1250. How important do you think it is for the Packers to send a message to the league with their performance on Sunday? And what do you know about Bo Nix? You know something about Bo Nix that we don't know about Bo Nix. Bo Nix is 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions after last year going 29-12. Last year he was at 66%. This year he's at 63%. He did run for 430 yards and 4 touchdowns last year. This year he's run for 244 yards, but also 4 touchdowns. Just seems pretty solid when you look at the numbers. But I know that his in-game performance, I feel like is a little inconsistent. Like sometimes he looks great, and sometimes he just kind of looks a little ho-hum, Mason.
Yeah, well, like comparing him to Jordan Love, just a few less yards. His average per pass is 6.3. Doesn't get sacked a lot because I do think he is athletic and elusive. Speaking to that, the yards, he has 55 carries for 244 yards. He's actually their leading rusher now that J.K. Dobbins has been out. Okay. So that was kind of what I was surprised about.
Harvey will surpass that over the next few weeks.
Yeah, but he's only getting like 3.9 a carry. So Bo Nix is actually, probably their best option running the football whenever, probably scrambling more so. It looks like they just try to manage the game with Bo Nix playing great defense and just seeing if they can't get it to Cortland Sutton as much as possible, or it looks like they do a lot of end rounds with Mims as well. He's kind of that fast,
Mims is fast
guy. Yep. Yeah, so I don't know if those types of plays, it's crazy, right? You don't see those types of plays against this Packers defense very often. I don't think teams feel comfortable trying to do a speed, like end around type deal because you're just not going to be able to get around on the edges against this defense.
That's a good point.
They did it the other day, and Edrin Cooper just blew it up. I think the Bears tried one.
Wasn't that the Carl Brooks one too, right?
Yeah,
when they were doing like a
Carl Brooks, that little pitch thing, like weird deal. Like their defense is just so sound.
And they tried
Packers
to throw,
on the edge.
And they tried to throw the quick one to DJ Moore that Keyshawn Nixon blew up.
Yeah, he just blew it up.
Anytime a team tries to outspeed the Packers defense, it doesn't seem to go well for them, does it?
Yeah, this matchup is going to be interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do. I could see with Bo Nix being the type of runner and player he is, potentially trying to test the discipline of this defense, maybe even doing some like read option stuff, right? Like just seeing if Bo Nix can use his legs to try to get something, but do that with caution because if you get a little bit and you get on an edge in this defense, Edgerrin Cooper's coming, Quay Walker's coming, McKinney and Evan Williams coming downhill. Like, Bo Nix might be in for a long day if he tries to run the ball a lot, because they are going to come hit him as much as possible for sure.
Bo Nix, SEC Freshman of the Year and the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year 4
That's
years
impressive.
later. He was the he was the Freshman of the Year at Auburn.
Yeah.
He was Mr. Alabama as a senior and committed to play at Auburn. I wonder how that recruiting process went between Auburn and Alabama. Like, if you're Mr. Alabama, how often does Alabama not get that guy?
Well, it's split down there. Like, it is like, it's hardcore. You're either Auburn or Alabama, obviously. And it's usually, there's just no question. So he must have grown up in an Auburn family, Auburn household, like an area that had probably more Auburn support. And it just, that was his only choice. Like, he was not going to go to Alabama, even if they were coming and calling. So, and then obviously went, like, the guy's an athlete. He's big, he's physical. I mean, he's got a little maybe Josh Allen-esque, type play, but just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't have the weapons and doesn't do all this.
His dad played at Auburn.
There it is.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
I should remember that. Patrick Nix.
I remember hearing that whenever he was when he went to Oregon, and they just kind of talked how crazy that was that he left and didn't stick it out there at Auburn.
So I don't know this story, but his adopted brother is Tez Johnson, who plays wide receiver for the Buccaneers.
Oh, interesting.
Like that. Yeah. His younger brother
awesome. Plays
safety for Jacksonville State. So that's, 1AA or whatever it is. But his adopted brother plays wide receiver for the Buccaneers. I wonder, over not over Thanksgiving, because they're probably playing games, but during the summer if they throw the ball around.
I hate to ball knower you, but Jack State is an FBS program, Mitch.
It is FBS?
It just recently, the last year or two, it went in. I think the number, like, when you look at the comparison between Jordan Love and Bo Nix, they're very comparable players. And the one number that stands out is the sack total this year. When we were talking about it, was it yesterday or Tuesday when we were all three here talking about how Jordan Love, he's only been sacked 18 times, right? And how it's going to be such a huge matchup between the pass rush of the Broncos defense and the Packers offensive line. Well, Bo Nix on the other side as well, only been sacked 16 times this year. So now it really feels like more so than ever, whoever gets to the quarterback more with these two quarterbacks who don't get taken down very often, it's going to be a significant advantage in this game.
Well, and who does it favor if neither of them get to? Like, if the Packers and Broncos both can't get home on these guys, Nix runs more. I don't know if he's a better scrambler than Love, but he certainly is more willing to run the ball. Love will move around more and probably throw it more to extend those plays. I think both of these defenses are probably like finding some way to fire up to say, hey, these guys don't get sacked at all. Let's change that paradigm this Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's what's so exciting about this game is like two quarterbacks that don't take sacks very often. That's offensively, honestly, fairly similar as far as how they play offense. I mean, I'm looking at the stats here, though, too. Passing wise, 220 a game for the 121 yards rushing a game for the Broncos. So they will run the ball pretty effectively at times, 4.6 a carry, but that was with J.K. Dobbins too,
right?
Added into that. He was having a great year. But their defense over there, the Broncos, 193 yards passing, 89 yards rushing average every game. I mean, they are tough. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see like what the Bears did to the Packers defense in that second half. Like, wouldn't that be like you got to get that defensive front moving laterally and then maybe seeing some bootlegs, some things where it's like a lot of play action, getting Jordan Love outside the pocket, Jaden Reed in the flats, like just trying to move that defensive front as much as possible on both sides of the ball, probably.
I agree with you. And I think my follow-up to that is, how much do you think that the Broncos, obviously the Bears did it last week, but looking ahead to the Vikings and the Ravens are a little bit different with Lamar. But do you think how much are other teams going to study that film of what the Bears did in the second half, rolling out so much with Caleb Williams and as effective as it was against the Packers defense? Do you think Denver is like, oh, we're going to copy that until it doesn't work? Do teams do that?
I would think so. I think you're going to see it right away. They're going to try it and see, you got to make sure that their defense shored that up, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, okay, that worked for the Bears, so we're going to throw some of that at them because it's a copycat league, and you basically have to test the team with what a team did in the previous game successfully. Just like the recipe early in the season when we're like the Packers are sliding, they're bad. Everyone was playing cover 2. What the Carolina Panthers did, what the Browns did to this Packers offense, and then the Bears go and play a lot of man coverage, and they do a different, have a different philosophy, and the Packers got after them. So I could see this being a tough matchup for the Packers and for the Broncos offense against the Packers defense, just because of how both of those defenses play. I mean, if the Broncos play with their pass rush and they play a lot of shell 2 coverage, it could be a long day for Jordan Love, right? Like that's kind of his Achilles heel at times. And LaFleur, I guess, designing plays. Right. But that's why you have to get, right? That's why you have to get Jordan Love outside. Yeah. He is athletic. Let's move him a little bit and find like zones in that defense and make that defensive front move laterally and kind of keep them off being able to just pin their ears back and come after us.
You bring up LaFleur there too, Mason. How much is going off of what has worked very well all season in a matchup like this, where you're 13 games into a year, 14 games into a year, and hey, this is what got us here, but that's what you've put the most film out on, versus, hey, this is what the Broncos are running, and this is what we're going to implement this week that we think is going to work better against that matchup specifically?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you hang your hat on certain things like that. Like the Packers want to run the football. They're going to try to run the football against this team, even though it's a good run defense. I think it's a mindset, and that's it's something that coaches, and I think it's good for the team as well. It's like, hey, this is a good run defense. We're going to run at them and make them stop us and prove that they're a good run defense against our team, against our front. If Josh Jacobs goes, Emmanuel Wilson, I think it might look a little different. But I watching this Broncos defense, I do think you have to have a man on a man. If they try to run a zone scheme, I've been watching those D tackles for this Broncos defense, and I don't know if you want to get on the edges of these guys. They're going to throw you around and wreak havoc in there. So run at them, try to get some of those tough yards, and then open up Jordan Love in that bootleg pass play action game. But you got to hang your hat on what's worked, and then you got to just throw some wrinkles in there. I think with Jaden Reed back in the fold, this gives this Packers offense a much better chance to have success against this Broncos defense. And then I do think, don't be afraid. I know we talked about it yesterday with Justice, that it might not be a game to go over the top, but I'm like, go test Pat Surtain. I'm not afraid. No, let Christian Watson run at him. Like, let him go and just throw it. And make sure Jordan Love is on, he's on his game. The weather's going to be good. Just let him air one out, just so that this defense knows that you're not scared to take the top off of this game.
And is that stuff that they had always had planned during training camp? Stuff gets implemented and then it gets brought back when Jaden Reed is here? Or again, you are watching Denver and every week something new is being implemented to this playbook because they're advanced scouting, weeks out all the time. It's not like you just start watching the film Sunday night. This is weeks out, things that you have seen, trends. How much was going into each week-to-week matchup with bringing new stuff in, something that maybe you haven't seen, to try to keep the other team on their toes?
You're going to see some new stuff this week just because also you're playing the Bears again, I feel like. I do feel like it's going to be one of those where we'll see some new wrinkles, try to break some tendencies. This is one of those games, especially playing an AFC opponent, where you can try to break some tendencies going back to Chicago next week.
Well, look at Bo Melton last week, right? I mean, that was something that Chicago wasn't ready for. It's Bo Melton's going to go out there and have a day.
I don't think any of us were ready
Dontavian Wicks against the Lions, right? Games like that where I think that this is a great opportunity to try stuff too. Yeah. Because if you want to, I do think that this game is very important for the psyche of the Green Bay Packers. But like you said, just throw a whole bunch of new stuff at them because you're never going to see them for another 3 years, and you got to throw some new stuff at them to keep the Bears on their toes next week, like you're saying.
I would love if, like, all of a sudden now, Bears watch this film against the Broncos, and they're just like, okay, well, now we have to game plan something, like, because they've obviously prepared for this Packers game in their advanced scouting. And now it's like, you see all these wrinkles, and it's like, okay, how are they going to come out against us next week? So, I think you throw caution to the wind, go at this Broncos defense and just cut it loose because, again, like, yes, you don't want to lose this game, but you do get to play the Bears again.
Right.
And everything is right in front of you, no matter what happens in this ball game.
So how much gamesmanship is there from the Packers and from the Bears about what they do this week, getting ready for next week? And I'll flip it around to, like, how much game. I know Tampa lost last night, but their season's going to come down to what they do against Carolina 2 of the next 3 weeks. So how much gamesmanship was there last night from Tampa and what Carolina does? Like, if you're playing a team twice in 3 weeks, how much gamesmanship is there the week before you play, in that first matchup, the in-between match? Like, can coaches get too cute, or what's the best way to approach that?
Yeah, I think you can, for sure. I think you have to, just look at it matchup to matchup. I do think that the Bears are going to be limited. Just to answer that question, just because of the weather, right? And because they're playing Cleveland Brown, like, I think they're gonna have a tougher time trying to create some gamesmanship for this next upcoming matchup.
High of 11.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal there in Chicago. Yeah, like, I'm feeling for those guys a little bit. I want them to suffer a little bit, but it's always tough playing in those conditions. So I do think the Packers have an advantage playing in Denver, and fortunately, good weather, it looks like, where they can test some things out, try some wrinkles, throw some different looks that the Bears are going to have to prepare for, and hopefully it's not to a detriment of your team. If the Bucks were doing that, I couldn't see the Bucks doing it because they're in a tight, the Packers are in a tight race, but the Packers are more likely than not going to make the playoffs, right? The Bucks are trying to survive, and they were playing a division opponent, so. I think that one just got away from the Bucks last night, and I fell asleep. I cannot believe the Falcons won that game. Like, that was
crazy.
We should make it a topic on the other side of when do you call your timeouts? Because I am.
Let's get into that.
I have a take on when you should be using your timeouts.
And let's make sure. Let's get the play.
Wasn't it third and 28?
Oh, well, that was the meme. You guys didn't see the meme?
I saw that Mike Evans was really mad coming in. The locker room.
Some people are asking if the Falcons have avenged themselves on 28-3 because they converted 3rd and 28.
Oh, that's funny. No, the answer's not even close because you lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Not even.
Is the curse broken now?
So we'll talk about using your timeouts. We'll talk a little bit about Lions, Rams, and some of the other matchups, Bills, Patriots. And then we'll talk about the Bucks game last night. Bucks get a huge second half and win yesterday.
Big under.
Celtics ruined your under.
Well, and I will tell everybody why gambling is stupid. So this is the Mason Crosby Show. He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. You can reach us at 414-677-1250. That's the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. The weekend, we can see it on the horizon. Oh, wait, there's a UPS truck in the way. But past the UPS truck, there's the weekend.
There's the horizon.
This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now.
For one final time, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, John Cena.
You feel better now?
Nothing from Crosby. Nothing.
You feel good?
No, Crosby's just like, you know what?
I was just letting you go.
How lit would Lambeau have been if the Packers had sent me out like this?
Yeah.
If they'd sent me out like this instead of being the jackwagons they were.
Why don't Packers have like walkouts on?
I asked you.
Yeah.
That Sparky did a whole topic on it like 2 weeks ago, maybe on WSD, and I asked you, and you were like, absolutely not. Like you were just, I could hear the tone.
I wouldn't hear, like, I probably wouldn't have like thought about it or like, you know, paid attention, but I think it would have been cool.
Nuts.
Yeah, I think it would be nice.
If you had the same song every time you came out for a field
I've
goal.
told y'all that before, right? That like the most nerve-wracking moments are not whenever the crowd is yelling, away get all that. It's whenever it's silent and like you go out in a home game and everyone knows how important the kick is. And it's just like you feel like that air vacuum like taken out, and you're just like,
I love that.
Somebody make some noise. This is awkward.
That would be awesome if stadiums, like when the game-winning kick was going out, they just put like "quiet, please."
I know
like, on that would be crazy.
It'd be way harder if a stadium like an away crowd like was quiet until right like before the ball was snapped or right when the ball was snapped, and it's like all of a sudden an eruption because it's like all that. The white noise, like kind of the background noise, you just block it out.
Yeah,
I love that.
All
right,
so
you got the play-by-play up there, Tommy?
I do.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. 414-677-1250, the Nikolai Law talking text line. Last night, the Atlanta Falcons 29-28 over Tampa, a game that Tampa led 28-14 in the fourth quarter. And Atlanta kind of took over at the end. And what was the game managed correctly at the end of the game? Tommy has some thoughts.
So here's what I will bring up. Like the Buccaneers were down 28-14 and they went for two both times, right? So they went for two to make it 28-22. And then they went for two.
Did not get it.
They did not get it. So then they tried to go for it for two again to make it 28-28, obviously, right?
Did not get it.
So they did not get their 2-point conversions either times. However, I love it because if you get your 2-point conversion 50% of the time, it's worth like you just kicked an extra point both times, right? Well, so at the end of the game, you have the last drive by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got the ball back with 3 minutes and 34 seconds. 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
3:34.
Okay?
Yep.
Every timeout still available for the Atlanta Falcons in this game.
Yep.
Now, when you go for it, now it feels like there has been a shift rather of you call your timeouts before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
You do not call them after the 2-minute warning. But it felt like, Mason, like when you first started in the NFL, you would always wait till after the 2-minute warning, right?
I guess it just depended on, I guess, whenever like down and distance and like what was going on in the situation. But
so I am of the belief that you should be calling your timeouts after the 2-minute warning. Let the 2-minute warning be the first timeout, the first time the clock stops, whenever the other team has the ball and a chance to close out the game, but you need the ball back. You should save your timeouts until after the 2-minute warning. In the NFL, they do the exact opposite now. They always call them as close to or, before the 2-minute warning as much as they can, right?
Yeah.
And then like they get that free 2-minute warning. So I believe they've done analytics on this to say, yes, that's the right way to do it. Give yourself the most time possible on offense. But I do believe in the NFL now, any team can go down and score in 1 minute. Like everyone has a 1 minute, no timeout offense, right?
Sure. Especially if somehow you save a timeout.
And especially just for a field goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So yesterday, the Falcons used the timeout before the 2-minute warning, their first timeout.
Okay.
And rather than going all the way down and working it down as far as they can, on second down, they pass the football, the Atlanta Falcons, and it's an incomplete pass.
Falcons or the Bucks?
The Buccaneers, sorry, to close the game out. They threw an incompletion on 2nd and 14 after a negative 4-yard run. And then, the clock was stopped. Then they took a sack on 3rd and 14, and then there was a timeout for them to use, and they still had one. Now, I think that that's dumb because the analytics are going to be like, see, look, the Falcons did the right thing there. They called their timeouts early, and they end up winning the football game. But really, the Buccaneers just handled the situation so poorly, and you should just keep that clock moving as much as possible at the end of a game and waste all the timeouts as quickly as possible too. So I had my thoughts on that. Mason Crosby. Then, of course, the 2-minute warning stops it on 4th down, and they get the ball back as soon as the punt happens after the 2-minute warning. So now they have a minute 50 to go down and win the football game.
With a timeout, right?
Yes. So I am severely confused as to why Atlanta is calling the timeouts before the 2-minute warning.
Atlanta did not have a timeout when they got the ball back.
Sorry, they took the sack. They
used
used all their timeouts, but they made a first down earlier. Is that what it was?
Yes, there was a first down.
So they had made a first down. Tampa had made a first down.
Right. So that first down should have ended the game, and like you would get on the other side of the 2-minute warning, and they wouldn't have a timeout to stop the clock at some point after the 2-minute warning. But instead, they threw the ball and threw an incompletion. So again, I think the analytics are going to go in the favor of the Falcons and say, see, this is why you do this. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually just made an equally stupid move at the same time to not just keep the clock running. So I think that if you call your timeouts after the 2-minute warning, you give your defense some insurance where you can give up a first down before the 2-minute warning and the game's not over.
All right, hold on. I'm going to flip it on you. So there's a minute 49 left when Atlanta gets the ball back.
Yep.
I think what Tampa would say to you is they already were planning for Atlanta to get the ball back, kick a field goal, and Tampa was planning on getting the ball back and kicking a field goal because they had 2 of their timeouts left because they took a timeout. Actually, they wasted a timeout with 2:20 left to plan their 3rd down play.
Mm-hmm.
But there was so much time left that I think Tampa was already thinking that like they wanted to figure out a way for how they were going to get the ball back after Atlanta took the lead.
So Atlanta called their first timeout after Tampa had already gotten a first down.
Right? Yeah. So here's what happens: 6-yard run.
So 3:30 something left when Tampa got the ball back.
No. It was It was approaching. It was 3rd and 3. They called a timeout with when Tampa first had 3rd and 3.
Okay,
they run the ball.
They used one there.
Yep, there was 2:37 left.
Okay.
They called their first timeout. Tampa then converted on the 3rd and 3.
All right.
To get a first
that makes
down.
More sense,
and Atlanta called their second timeout.
So Atlanta had one timeout with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left, and somehow they got the ball.
Atlanta had 2 timeouts.
No, 2:28 here.
No, they called their second timeout with 2:28.
Right. So
then
Atlanta had one timeout, and it was first down. They had one timeout, and it was first down.
On first down. Yeah.
With 2 minutes and 28 seconds left for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So Atlanta had burned 2 timeouts, and there is a 2 minute and 28 seconds on the clock. Right. They have one timeout left, and it's first down. And somehow they still lost the game. Look at how intense I got there.
Right. But again, they got the ball back with 1:49. If they do it the way you wanted it, they're still getting the ball back with a minute. And to kick a field goal, they can kick a field goal. Like, what's the difference if they get it back with a minute?
Because the only reason this worked out in their favor is because Tampa blew it. But
Tampa would have blown it anyway.
No, they passed the ball. They should have just ran the ball.
You're saying Tampa shouldn't have.
But if they run the ball, Atlanta still gets the ball back with a minute left, just not a minute 49. You're right about those 40 seconds. They gave them more time than they needed.
Just gave them more time.
But they're still getting a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing: we talked about the gamesmanship and the how it can backfire. This is probably Tampa on second down saying we have a play that we really like, and if we can get a first down, throwing the ball, then this game's over, right?
And I haven't seen the play, but it was a 2nd and 14. It was a short, incomplete, short middle to Igbuka. I assume it was a 5 or 6 yard pass, keeps the clock running, and gets it into a 3rd and manageable.
It was a first down. They were at the first down when they threw the football. Like that's what they were trying to get the first down.
They were trying to get the first
with that pass.
So they had a play that they felt really good about that they could try to get Atlanta with. And it backfired. It's an overthink. If you don't lose 4 yards on that first play, I think it changes the whole the whole play calling idea as well, right?
Yeah,
so like
blowing up that first down was what won Atlanta the game.
I can't believe
it started right there. So yeah, it's crazy too, because like I think there's a mindset there where you get into this robot mode too. You're like, well, we lost 4 yards, so we got to go to this set of plays that we like, in this situation, versus like, okay, let's just force them to call timeouts, try to get that clock down as low as possible, and hopefully we can pin them deep, and then our defense can play.
So on second and 14, if Tampa runs the ball, okay, it goes down to the 2-minute warning, 3rd and 12. Let's say they gain 2 yards, 3rd and 12 at the 2-minute warning, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Atlanta at that point is out of timeouts, right?
Yep.
So it would go down to a minute 20 when you snap it.
Right. Well, no. It's they have to stop the ball at 2 minutes. It goes down to the 2-minute warning.
Right.
They don't get it. So third and 14, then they snap it. They get stopped on 3rd down, goes down to a minute 20.
Yep.
So Atlanta gets the ball with a minute left. And Atlanta got the ball at the 30-yard line. Like, I mean, the punt went to the 20. They returned it for 10 yards. You're giving me the ball at the 30
with a minute
left. Atlanta's winning that game anyway.
Well,
yeah. So this is just Tampa's fault.
What do you mean, no?
It's just Tampa not
They need
playing
a field goal, Tommy.
This is what we call 4-minute offense.
Fantasy land are you creating
no,
here?
you're talking about it. You're not giving the full story on it here.
What is the full story?
They
get the ball back with a minute left at the 30-yard line.
They had a first down with 1 timeout with 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Right.
So a timeout gets called.
Yep.
Then you run it down to the 2-minute warning after that play.
Right.
And then you have another a chance to run it again after that. Like they would have given the ball back.
To a minute 20.
They would have had no timeouts left, and they sacked him during this. And then the sack had to get reviewed. So that was like a free timeout with them because they were wondering who recovered the football. Like,
right, but they still ran the clock down to the 2-minute warning there.
Terrible clock management in this game by both teams, and it comes out to give analytics the victory.
I don't think it would have mattered. I think Atlanta wins either way. You're telling me, wait, Tommy, you're telling me they get the ball back at their own 30 with a minute left. You don't think they're driving for a field goal?
Not with a sack on that drive too.
All right, let's just say the Bucks handled their 4-minute offense really terrible. Let's end it at that, because we're gonna go back and forth on this.
I think Atlanta's winning the game anyway.
Bucks managed it horribly. They should have ran that clock.
Yes,
the fact that they got a first down, wasted their timeouts, and they didn't win that game is just a horrible job by the Bucks.
Yeah.
In that situation. So yes, like we can just put all of this on the Bucks, and good on Atlanta for capitalizing on their.
Can we go from one Bucks to another Bucks?
Let's go.
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks got a win last night out of nowhere. 9.5-point underdogs.
Played some defense.
Well, no, they didn't. The Celtics decided to go 2 for 30 from 3 in the second half.
Nice.
Like, I've never seen worse shooting in my entire life. 90 total points scored in the second half after 120 in the first half. It was going to go way over. All Boston had to do was throw it into the ocean, throw it into Lake Michigan, and they missed. But with all that said, Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma, huge games. Miles Turner continues to be on a missing persons poster. And I don't know what's going on. I don't understand what is going on that Miles Turner is like not he is missing. Like he does not exist. Look at, you can look at the box score or you watch the game. I mean, watching the game, there was numerous times where they switched, and Peyton Pritchard, who's 5'10", is guarding Turner, and like his teammates aren't even looking for him. So I don't know if that's on him or on his teammates, because he is posting up Pritchard. But it's like, even when he does get the ball, he's not looking to make a move. He's not looking to take advantage of mismatches as often as he should be. It's just like, it is really weird what's going on with Miles Turner. But Kuzma and Portis were both unbelievable last night.
That's good. It's good to see Kuzma, kind of taking that step.
I mean, season high 31. Portis couldn't miss. KPJ had a triple-double.
Heck yeah.
Like, is this the kind of game that Giannis, who was there sitting on the bench, like, does Giannis look at this game and be like, hey, maybe these guys aren't like total pieces of crap?
I think you have to look at it that way, but then I do get concerned about the big money guy you bring in, and Miles Turner, that he's not present in this. Like, he is the guy that you brought in if Giannis is hurt, dinged up, that he needs to be taking over games. Like, he needs to be kind of their guy. I don't think he was that at the Pacers, was he? Like, He's the guy that kind of facilitated their pace of play and
he did,
like
but
how
he was
they
always
ran.
active. Like he was always in the middle of the action.
Does he feel like he's not even like
right.
relevant in this in the way they're trying to play over there at the Bucks?
All right. So here's the other weird thing is if you look at plus minus, which is a convoluted side. Tommy, do you believe in plus minus at all in basketball?
You kind of have to, right?
Yeah. So Gary Harris plays 33 minutes, is 0 for 3 from the floor, 0 for 2 from 3, and has the highest plus minus, plus 26. Miles Turner has the second best at plus 15 in his 28 minutes. Meanwhile, Kuzma has plus 12. Gary Trent has plus 12. Portis has plus 12. So they all have pluses. But like your biggest guy is a guy who played 33 minutes and did like very, very little on the court.
Yeah.
But just wasn't there when the Celtics came out and were up by 13 a minute into the game.
Because the plus minus is like how the team does when you're on the court.
When you're
right?
on the court.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess that says something to Miles Turner then is that like him just being present, being on the court is a positive. Whether he's facilitating or doing a lot, the fact that his presence does affect the other team some. So I don't know, but I am excited that they got that win. I was not expecting that one.
Well, now they got Brooklyn on Sunday, and then they come back at home for Toronto next Thursday. 3 games in 14 days during this stretch, which is like, that's like football. Like, oh, you might as well take a week off. You guys are lazy bums.
Yeah, they're just like gearing up for Christmas. Yeah,
exactly. So we'll keep our eye on that. I found out today, I was days old. It's not just Washington Boise State on Saturday. There's another bowl game at 11 a.m. of like one of the real minor ones. Man, Saturday should be Army Navy. Come on.
Like tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
They have like there's like 12-13. They're starting bowl games.
Yeah.
I feel like bowl games should not start until that weekend before Christmas.
But they shouldn't be tomorrow. They shouldn't be on Army Navy Day regardless.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You want to play them Sunday or Monday or any day? I don't care.
Bowl games have to start whenever like kids are out of school and it's like
after
the
Army Navy.
Yeah.
After Army Navy.
And on top of that, if everyone wants to have this argument of bowl season is dying, having more and more of them not on New Year's Day is not helping either.
Well, none of them are on New Year's Day now, except for the playoff game.
Which is wild.
They're all on New Year's Eve Day now.
Look at how successful the NCAA tournament is because they know it's the same 2 days, right? It's the same 2 days that it's the round of 64. It is as much college basketball as you can indulge in a single day. If they do the same thing with football, it would only help the sport.
Yeah, they have to have, like, you should start at 11 a.m. and it should run until you fall asleep that night.
Yes.
Like, that should be college football's day is New Year's Day.
And don't do any of them on
just
December
like
13th.
How Thanksgiving Day is NFL's day. Like, NFL does it better than anyone. They've added games. They have 3 games. Like, you are literally watching the NFL all day on Thanksgiving. And just how basketball, wants Christmas. But now that the NFL, how many games does the NFL have games on Christmas Day?
3 games, I believe.
There it is.
It's 2 or 3, but I
4th
think
of
it's
July
3.
in baseball.
Right. The NFL should run regular season games on the 4th of July, just to take it right, just to take it away from it.
Yeah, it should be a year-round sport.
Hey, look at us. We don't even have roster set yet, but we're playing a triple header on the 4th of July.
I love it.
Mason's extra points to end the week coming up right here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon.
They should do the game in England just to show it to them too.
Yeah, take that.
Hey, I got this, you got this, now you know it.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right, it's Friday. The weekend is finally here. Great week, fellas. Appreciate y'all holding it down on Wednesday. Gosh, I cannot believe that Christmas is coming in like 10 days. We are not prepared.
Oh,
we are not
get ready. What are you doing?
I don't know. We got
Go
so
right
many
now.
things going.
Go right now. Kids are in school.
Do you shop like in a store now? Like,
I
is
do.
that okay? You still like going in the stores? Yeah.
I
like
we
going
order
to
stuff on Amazon too.
I like going to the
but
store.
I like going to the store. Yeah.
We just have to like get the list together. Molly's got so many things going
What are you
on.
doing
I'm
next Wednesday, bro?
I'm just gonna start buying stuff. Like I'm just buying things because we just need a few gifts for each kid. Got to get all this holiday stuff figured out. But got a big basketball game tomorrow. You'll like this one. It's Swifty Sevens is who we're playing.
Oh yeah.
Next week it's the 6-7ers,
Of course
which
it
is which is fun.
What are you guys?
Yeah, what's your name?
We're the Storm.
Okay. Yeah. The Storm's great.
I mean,
Nothing wrong with the
just
Storm.
the. I'm not laughing at the creativity. It's just the other creativity.
Well, you should have
that I'm
heard
like-
some of the other names that
there,
some of these
unicorn
girls.
poop?
There were some funny ones, and it was getting a little ridiculous. I finally had to make an executive decision because all these 8-year-old girls were just throwing out like a name every practice, and I'm like, and they wanted to change it every time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
all
can't
right,
do that. No.
we're the Storm, and each line, so we have 2 lines of 5. We're Thunder and Lightning.
Nice.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah,
How am I not the mascot?
exactly.
Wait.
Exactly.
Way more important. Which one is your daughter on, Thunder or Lightning?
Well, Lightning is always the starting lineup, right? Lightning comes before Thunder, so
Thunder on the bench.
yeah, Thunder's on the bench.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
Thunder.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
all
was
right.
just curious.
You don't like that?
I mean, it's just
You
not
got to have
real.
Lightning
It's not
first,
real.
right? Lightning
Yes,
always
there
comes
is
before the
Lightning
Thunder.
first. That is true.
Yeah, Thunder finishes it off.
Thunder closes. That's
Yeah,
right.
the
All right,
closer.
all right.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Rocking, if anybody's up at Grafton High School tonight, it's Whitefish Bay girls at Grafton. So JV at 5:30, varsity at 7.
Let's get new personal best in
That's
points.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. We'll see what we can do.
Keep stacking success. I did have a thought.
Was it about
because we
John
hit on
Cena?
it at like on the criminal charges of the Sharon Moore.
Yeah, no.
Because he paid that his staffer gave her a raise. Do you
From
think
58 to 90.
Do you think there's going to be any implications from that? Like,
can she get in trouble?
I don't know. Like, did she? Yeah. Like, what was the reason she got a raise?
So
there's gonna be something
merit-based?
coming. Yeah.
What were your merits, bro?
I also heard she got fired, and then she brought it up to the AD.
So she can't.
Yeah.
This is all
So
bad.
when she got the
more
raise
drama.
the next year, or going into next year, she was not going to get the same amount of money. And then that's when this kind of got all exposed.
Also, we have some breaking news. TJ Watt, successful surgery to repair a partially collapsed lung that he sustained after a dry needling session at the team facility. So his JJ said that his timeline is still to be determined, but he should be released from the hospital this afternoon.
Gosh, I feel for the person who did that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, well, you gone.
Yeah.
You're not going to be there much longer.
Yeah, I mean, people don't talk enough about how Tyrod just got stabbed before football.
Right?
Like,
Belichick fired his offensive coordinator. You guys see that?
yeah, was it Freddie?
Yeah.
Right? Freddie
Kitchens
Kitchens.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And as it's right there. It's right there.
I mean, so Belichick's he's still going to be coaching.
Yeah, why
Like
wouldn't
he's
he?
still coaching UNC. I mean, like, I thought he'd step down after this year.
No.
and let his son take over.
No, Steve's not ready. Steve, you
He's
got
not ready. There he is. There's Cena.
Last
It's a big
match
weekend.
ever.
When is
night.
it? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, Saturday
right.
night main event.
Where are you going to be? You going to be watching it?
We got a bat mitzvah family thing to go to that ends at 9. We might duck out a little early and go get it. Yeah, come on. We got to.
You got to be. Yeah, you got to see it.
Yeah. So we'll be around. For
I hope
that.
it's against Gunther, just for you.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
right.
I hope Gunther twists his ankle tomorrow afternoon, and anybody else 9,000 times better than Gunther is the final opponent.
Green Bay
right.
football post-game show right after the Packer game. Let's do it.
Do it.
Sunday.
Enjoy it.
Oh, nice.
Crush it all weekend.
Sunday
All right,
night,
fellas.
hey, Sunday night. Happy Hanukkah.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
Hanukkah starts
celebrate.
Sunday night.
Sweet.
So,
Let's talk about it on Monday.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate you, fellas. Have a great weekend.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Woo!
Go Pack, go.
I was